Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dirt Bristol Motor Speedway and to the Autism Commentator channel for the Autism Awareness Dirt Race at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And as you can see, these guys are well and truly into practice. We started a little bit late here tonight, but the action will be heating up nonetheless. And unfortunately, due to my late entry into the server, we're in the server. We're in the group that only has a couple of cars in it. So let's go check it out. We should have Carl Kraus, Chris Champeau, Jaron Sanchez, and Sam Niederhelm in this little group here. At the moment, Austin Hakes, named dirt driver, leading the way with a 19.273 lap time, which is pretty damn good. It's 3/10 clear of Jonathan Hernandez in second place. There's Niederhelm on screen, currently P8. Sanchez, who has not put down a lap time yet. There's Frank Isaacson. He's currently P12. Not last. Hashtag not last. And all of my stuff and things are not laid out correctly. I've got some things that got reset because I don't have the current shit for it. Wow, that's really all it's going to give me for that. Alright, so we're running with kind of bare minimal things here at the moment. But there is Jaron Sanchez on screen, currently P9 now, with a 20.348. Trying to get underneath Chris Champeau, currently P7. Damn, Niederhelm just squeezed up into 8th. Kyle Kraus, who's also in this group, currently P5. Oh, and Sanchez loses it. And he is up in that fence on the outside. Oh, Frank. Nowhere to go, just gives him a big smooch on the lips. Now, we've got no pit party here tonight either. It's because of everything being a little bit weird and different and coming in late. But we won't let that hold us back. There's Chris Champeau winding it up on the outside line there. It's unfortunate that we can't get into Group 1 to see where the majority of the people are. Currently our top 4 are all in Group 1. Austin Hakes, Hernandez, Harmon. Oh, Sanchez getting into the fence. Brian Chambliss up there in the top 4 as well. Currently have 18 people in the server. That does include myself. The strength of field. Now, the strength of field is going to be a little bit weird for this one, just because of the fact of it's using everyone's dirt I ratings. There's Andrew Perkins in the 48. So it's using everyone's dirt oval I rating. So current strength of field with the 18 people we have in here is a 1521. And considering, you know, we've got one person in the triple digits, got a lot of low I rating drives, a couple of rookies for the dirt oval in here. Only one A-class that has put down a time. That is Austin Hakes with his 31.73 I rating. He's really the one propping up the field as far as the I rating is concerned. There's Andrew Perkins. He's just struggling right now to get around this track. Definitely not having a good time in that 48 truck. There's a 60 Kyle Kraus also having some issues. As Kyle's actually dropped down to P6, Chris Champeau up to 5th. Oh, and Frank spins Sam Niederhelm. Looks like they continue on from there. So the format for tonight's going to be a little bit different. We're going to have two 10-lap heats at least. So we'll have a couple of 10-lap heats where cautions will be on, but caution laps will not count. And that basically will set up the qualifying order for the actual race itself. Which will consist of 60 laps with cautions on, and caution laps will count for the feature. So effectively, we're getting 80 laps of racing here, 20 laps of guaranteed drive racing, and then 60 laps of combined green and caution. There will still be 2 attempts at a green-white checkered finish. There are still tyre limits in place. Well, I don't think these guys are going to be getting through those tyre limits. There's a 60 of Kyle Kraus on screen. We've got Christian Budd in this group now too. Chris Champeau, currently P5 still. Christian Budd, definitely not been a dominant force around here. Where is he in that 50 car? Currently down in 13th with a 20.455. They're not the best, but not the worst out there. He catches up to the back of Andrew Perkins. I wish I got in here a little bit sooner so I could be ripping some laps with these guys. It looks like they're having a bit of fun out there. Oh, as Andrew Perkins has gone around again. Same too with the 2 of Chris Champeau. He's gone into the pits. Christian Budd will be hoping to improve on that 20.326. Full contact between himself and Chris Champeau. And Christian Budd does move up into 4th now with a 19.596. Just 0.322 off the lead. This looks like it's going to be Austin Hake's race to lose here. He is definitely the dominant force so far. And look at how much slick is on that track at the minute. Oh, as Andrew goes around right in front of Christian. That just led to a big wreck. think I just saw Frank going around as Sam Niederhelm was coming into the pits, or at least taking the very, very, very low line. Campo struggling with conditions here a little bit. It looks like everyone just generally struggling a little bit. And not all these guys are dirt racers, not all of them very well experienced in racing on dirt. But they're willing to give it a go, which is what counts. The 39 James Watson. And I'm just going to do a quick paint update. I can find where my mouse is. As Jaron Sanchez goes for a big spin in front of Christian Budd. Andrew Perkins just finished him off. Perkins is starting to look a little bit more comfortable in that truck now, though. Still down in 14th. But still, Austin Hakes from Jonathan Hernandez, Thomas Harmon in third, Christian Budd fourth, Brian Chambliss in fifth right now. We've got Chris Chapo P6, Kyle Kraus 7, Jaron Sanchez in 8th, Jonas Marquez in 9th, Sam Niederhelm currently holding on to P10, Travis Massier in 11th, Mark Pentecoff 13th, John Lozelle 14th, Travis Massier 11th, Mark Pentecoff 12th, John Lozelle 13th, Andrew Perkins 14th, James Watson 15th, Frank Isaacson P16, Matt Horton 17th, and Corey Williamson 18th. One person out there who hasn't put down a lap time yet. Because including myself, there is 20 people in the server. Well, as Jaron Sanchez takes out the pit entry cone, that's going to net him with a penalty. Current strength of field is a 15-16, which is getting there. And it's not what we normally see on the paved ovals, but it's still pretty decent. There's Christian Budd in the 50. He's looking to improve on his P4 here. His last lap was a little bit to be desired, though. I don't think the track is conducive to fast times at the minute. The track is showing quite a bit of wear in the corners, and that wear means that there's going to be a low amount of grip. Oh, as that was just a murder. It was Christian on Chris. There's about 15 minutes left here in practice, so I think they might cut it 5 minutes short. And Zach Scott Nicky, he's the one who hasn't put down a lap time yet. He's out there. Just trying to get a handle on the truck in these conditions. I think if we get one more person in the server, we actually get to go to 3 heats. Because I think that it's set up to be at least, at most, 10 people per heat. And even though I don't count as a driver, as far as the server is concerned, I do count as a driver. But we do have now 19 times on the board. It's really hard to get across just how difficult this track is to drive right now. Because there is so much slick in those corners that these drivers are trying to find places where they wouldn't normally drive to find the grip. Is Frank Isaacson just getting a little bit loose and allowing Kyle Kraus through? Andrew Perkins still having troubles. Jaron Sanchez, P8, league owner and operator. And he's definitely looking like he's starting to get the handle on it. Frank's still struggling just a little bit. He's struggling a little bit less than what he was beforehand. Hey, what these heat races with the laps not counting, like caution laps not counting, is definitely going to be interesting. Oh, Andrew Perkins, he took out the commitment cone there. That's going to be a violation. If that was a race, he'd get a penalty. Yeah, just things. A lot of things not going right tonight. Some of these guys not handling the track as well as they thought they would. Preview video thing that we usually do at the start of the stream wasn't working for clips. The subscription expired on Race Labs. So I'm only getting half the information I normally would. But definitely looking like he's starting to get a really good handle on this. Just ever so slightly tickling that left front tire in the crease between the track and the apron. And it's just working out nicely for him. Last lap time was a 20.148. Definitely one of the fastest last lap times there is. He's been out there for 15 laps. Sitting there lapping and lapping and lapping. This is him just getting onto lap 16 of his run now. I have about 10 minutes now left in practice. These guys will still be going for a 5-minute quali. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for when we go to throw to the commercial. Kyle Kraus just gave it a little bit too many beans. Sent that thing around. And then into the inside wall after the fact. There is the 44 Scott Nicky. Having a little bit of interaction there with Frank. I reckon we're going to be seeing a lot of out of control trucks here tonight. A lot of people getting a bit of confidence behind them and it not working out. Oh, and around goes Niederhelm. Christian Budd still just absolutely flying along. He did a 21 lap run before he called it quits. Last lap time was a 20.384. That's what happens when you burn off some of the fuel, so the car's lighter. It's also a little bit tighter. Oh, Frank made a big mistake in front of Andrew Perkins and Carl Kraus. Big 3-car pile up there. Ooh, Carl Kraus trying to go high, wide, and handsome there. Just tapping the wall ever so slightly. The wall tapping is not bad, but dangerous game to play. Around Eldora, where these things used to run, it used to give you a big advantage, but not here at Bristol. That was a fucking hit. Right, so I've just got word that we will be advancing the session at 5 minutes to the hour. That means we've only got about a minute left here in practice. Alright, so that being said, we should be just about getting ready to go now. So we're going to get ready for a commercial break here, guys. Make sure you stick around, because after the break, we will be getting straight into Heat 1. Make sure you stay tuned. Don't forget to go check out some of the drivers' streams that are out there. Thomas is streaming right now, Jungle Cat Wizard. Christian Budd is streaming at his name. Andrew Perkins might be streaming. Chris Champo was streaming at Champ Drives Cars. I don't think Jaren's streaming. Jaren's a pleb. Yeah, so we're going to go to a commercial break now. When we come back, we will have heat number 1. So make sure you guys stay tuned. And we are back here at the Bristol Motor Speedway for the Autism Awareness Dirt Race. And as you can see, Heat 1 already starting to form onto the track. And you got 3 heavy hitters in this group of cars, with Austin Hakes, Christian Budd, and Jonathan Hernandez. Austin Hakes will be off the pole. See, the 50 of Christian Budd will be out of P2. Jonathan Hernandez will be out of 4. You got Brian Chambliss there out of 3. James Watson will be out of 5. Andrew Perkins out of 6. And Chris Poe will be out of 8. Sam Niederhelm will be out of 7. And 9th place will be Travis Massia. Ugh, sorry, I have a little bit of gas. We'll go for one more trip around before we get the green flag. Now, as I said, this will be the first test for these guys as a group. Didn't look like they did any pit parties at all. So it'll make things a little bit more interesting.
Go, go, go. Green flag.
And they're off and racing. Oh, you can see the wheel spin already from Austin Hakes. It's actually just gifted the lead to the 50 of Christian Budd. Austin obviously trying to leave in a much too low of a gear. You see the 48 was just drifting off to the background. That was Andrew Perkins. But Christian Budd leading the way at the moment. Austin Hakes has moved back up to the P2. There's Jonathan Hernandez sitting there in 3. Austin Hakes, now that he's got the groove of how the track's going, starting to pull all the pressure on the back of Christian Budd. He's running a slightly different line, trying to take the advantage, but he's just not finding the way around. Not a very easy track to make passes on, especially with how heavy the track is at the moment. Looks like just small mistakes creeping in there for Austin Hakes. Christian Budd still driving like a robot. As we are now halfway, 5 down, 5 to go. And no caution on the track so far. Everyone's still running in this race. Currently Budd, Hakes, Hernandez, Chambliss, Champo, Watson, Niederhelm, Massia and Perkins propping up the rear. With now just 3 laps left to run. And it doesn't look like our pole sitter, Austin Hakes, is going to have anything for Christian Budd. But is there anything that this man cannot do? Christian Budd's just dominant in just about everything. We now only have 2 laps left, and it looks like Andrew Perkins has pulled into the pits. So he's got some issues that he wants to get fixed, apparently. Either that, or he's just been really generous and getting out of the way. Because now we're on the white flag last lap, last chance to win it or wear it in the heat for Christian Budd. Unfortunately for these drivers, the only thing the heat racing does is it props up your qualifying position for the actual feature itself. It doesn't actually give you any points. As Christian Budd is the first winner, Austin Hakes P2, Jonathan Hernandez third, Ryan Chambers fourth, James Watson fifth, Chris Champo P6, Sam Niederhelm 7, Travis Massia will finish 8th, Andrew Perkins a lonely P9. As now the next heat will be starting to get ready to get onto the track. There they are lining up behind the pace car. And it looks like on the pole for this one is going to be the 38 of Thomas Harmon. On his outside will be the 60 of Carl Kraus. We're going to have the 64 of Jonas Marquez out of P3, the 44 of Zach Skotnicki out of P4, got the 4 of Jaron Sanchez out of P5, the 33 of Matt Horton will be out of P6, 24 Frank Isaacson out of P7, the 8 will be the 5 of Mark Pentecoff, and P9 the 23 of John Lazelle. Another stout little field here that we got for this heat race. Remember, we do 2 laps of pacing because it's such a short track. Alright, the pace car is in. And we're off and racing.
Green flag.
And it looks like the outside lane is getting the early advantage here. 60 of Kyle Kraus storming along the outside, but he's gone too high. It's allowed the 38 of Thomas Harmon through to the lead. 60 of Kyle Kraus now slowing into P2. There's the 44 of Zach Skotnicki trying to take second place away from Kraus. And it looks like he was able to get it done, but it also sounded like there was a bit of contact there. There's the 64 Jonas Marquez also sliding up in there. Oh, there has been contact before. Jaron Sanchez has gone around. And there was anarchy there. It looked like just a big old stack up, and there was no caution, surprisingly. Thought caution laps were set for here, but apparently they're not set in the heats at the moment. But as the 4 Jaron Sanchez, who is now going to be out, and the 5 Mark Pentecoff out as well. 24 Frank Isaacson's coming into the pits as well. Battle is still raging on for second between Kraus and Skotnicki. Thomas Harmon is pulling away with this one. Now we're halfway through. 5 laps down, 5 laps to go. See that little bit of slick just developing through the middle of the corner. It'll be affecting some of these drivers a little bit. Some of the drivers with lesser experience. There's now, looks like just about everyone's starting to get strung out here, although 23 of John Lazelle going fairly slowly here. Just got passed by Matt Horton as the 64 Jonas Marquez trying to make a move as well. The Jonas Marquez car looking a little bit worse for wear. 64 Autism Awareness car. As we have 2 laps left to run in this race for the 38 of Thomas Harmon. And I think Jonas just crashed himself. Just about. Let's go focus on Thomas Harmon here. And there's a caution. I'm not sure what that caution was for. You see the 33 of Matt Horton going slowly, in fact backwards, and smoking. What happened to him here? He hit the cone. There's John Lizelle. And he spun out in front of John Lizelle. And then he just kept driving backwards and brought out the caution. So we do have cautions on in the heats. And this is going to be interesting because this resets these top 3 guys for the end of the race here. Now remember, caution laps here under the yellow in the heat do not count. So because that crash happened on the penultimate lap coming to the white flag, we're also going to get a green-white checkered finish here. John Lizelle coming in to get some repairs. So Matt Horton, even though he was backwards and smoking, he still actually counted as being on the lead lap. The moment that we get the green flag, he will start going a lap down. But at the moment, he is still counted as being on the lead lap. And as you can see on the positional ticker across the top of the screen there, it actually shows Matt Horton being in P4. Alright, looks like we got our 1 to green this time by. There'll be a green-white checker to finish this race. It's going to be Harmon, Gottnicki, Kraus, Marquez, and Lizelle as your top 5. And it's a single file restart. Pace car is in. And they're off.
Go. Green flag.
So we've got 2 laps left to run. Thomas just has to hold on for 2 laps in front of Gottnicki. And Gottnicki getting it very sideways there on the backstretch coming off of turn 2. We now have white flag last lap, last chance to win it or wear it. And the win for heat number 2, barring some kind of failure here in the last couple of corners, should go to Mr. Thomas Harmon. And Kyle Kraus has just had a crash going into turn 3. So Thomas Harmon with first, Zach Gottnicki P2. Going to be Jonas Marquez in third with John Lizelle fourth. And then Kyle Kraus in 5th, even with his crash there in turn 3. And Matt Horton officially scored P6, Frank P7, Mark Pentacuff P8, and Darren Sanchez officially P9. Alright, so now it is feature race time. 60 laps, caution laps count. Christian Budd, Thomas Harmon, Austin Hakes, Zach Scottnicki, Jonathan Hernandez, Jonas Marquez, Brian Chambliss, John Lazelle, James Watson, and Kyle Kraus is your top 10. Then it is going to be Chris Champeau, Matt Horton, Sam Niederhelm, Mark Pentacuff, Travis Massio, Frank Isaacson, Andrew Perkins, and Jaron Sanchez propping up the field. Corey Williamson was scheduled to start this race, but it looks like his car failed tech. Either that or he went through too many spare cars, and there is no more left for him to use. As I said, 60 laps is the scheduled distance here for the Autism Awareness Dirt Race from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Caution laps do count in the feature race. Alright, here we go. Remember, the first start is on green. All the restarts will be on the leader.
Go.
We're
Green
off and
flag.
racing here for the Autism Awareness Dirt Race from the Bristol Motor Speedway. And already I can hear some crashing and bashing going on towards the midfield there. But it looks like the 50 of Christian Budd going to take the lead from Thomas Harmon. Scottnicki was looking very loose there in the background, so I'm going to keep an eye on here just ever so slightly. He's under pressure from Austin Hakes. Austin looking to take away third. There's the 21 of Brian Chambliss as well. And Austin Hakes has now taken over that third from Scottnicki. Everyone trying to move up towards where the cushion is. There's some people, like the 21 of Chambliss there, trying to run that low line. We do have a crash in the back of the field. The 48 and the 66. That's Andrew Perkins and Sam Niederhelm. No caution for that. But he's going to have to make sure he gets out of the way of the leaders who are just here. There's the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez trying to work his way into the top 5. He's taking the low line on Scottnicki. He got tight, started to push up the track, and he just pulled it up before he got into the side of Scottnicki there. Let's go back and check in on our leader, the 50 of Christian Budd, who now is dealing with Andrew Perkins on his outside. There's the 38 of Thomas Harmon just behind, and the 28 of Austin Hakes is there as well, as they go underneath the 48 of Andrew Perkins. Oh, Thomas, he caught the apron there, got tight, pushed all the way up to the top of the track. He's lucky that he didn't tap the back of Christian Budd there. A very easy mistake to make is tapping the apron and pushing up the track. It looks like the 66 of Sam Niederhelm's just about to come out of the pits now, after he was in there getting some repairs done from his crash with the 48 of Andrew Perkins. And there he is, just coming out of the track in front of the leaders. And I think he did a good job there to stay out of the way of the leaders then. It's currently Budd from Thomas Harmon, Austin Hakes, Brian Chambliss, and Jonathan Hernandez. Scottnicki dropping down to P6. Go check in on the 39 of James Watson, who is just in behind Kyle Kraus there, who is in P8. James Watson there in 9. He's got Chris Champeau there in P10. And it looks like these guys just starting to string out now a little bit. Chris Champeau is still looking racy though. Go back and check in on the 4 of Jaron Sanchez, and he is currently in the battle for 11th with John Lozelle. John Lozelle wants it. Jaron Sanchez has it. Let's go back to this battle for second that's starting to form between Harmon and Hakes. But Thomas Harmon at the moment has the measure over Hakes, as Mark Pentecoff now goes a lap down. Mark's sporting some right front damage there, so he's gotten into the wall at least once. Christian Budd starting to pull away from the field. Quickly jump up here and see him catching up to the back of 24 Frank Isaacson. Frank trying to get out of the way for him. Oh, that was a little bit of a weird twitch there for Christian. But he gets to the inside and gets around Frank very nicely. And the next person he's got to try and get around is Travis Massier. The last time we came out here was in the Cup cars, and it was on the paved Bristol, not the dirt Bristol. And Christian Budd won by 2 laps. And he says that he's not much of a dirt racer, but look at him go. Now he's catching up to the 13 of Travis Massier. Looks like Travis bounced off the wall there a little bit. Oh, a slide job on Travis. Did Christian Budd do? Now Christian Budd forced to take a slightly higher line as he's trying to get around John Lozelle as well. Oh, Travis Massier getting all kinds of unsettled there. Let's go focus on crashes, see where the battle at. Thomas Harmon has dropped back to P4. Not sure what happened there. Oh, Jonas Marquez went into the fence. He's still going straight somehow. There, Thomas Harmon has dropped back to P4 behind Austin Hakes and Brian Chambliss now. Oh, we got a caution. And I can see the 48 car going slowly. Let's see. Was it Andrew? Yes, it was. Let's see what happened for Andrew here. It's just slipping and sliding and out of control. And just looped it all by himself. Lucky no one else took him out there. And he's looped it again. Alright, so we're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, we'll keep on trucking. So make sure you guys stay tuned. And we are back here for the Autism Awareness Dirt Race, live and exclusive from the Bristol Motor Speedway, here at the Aussie Sim Commentator channel. And Christian Budd is still going to be leading the way here. I think we're just about to get the one to green. That's going to be Budd, Hakes, Chambliss, Harmon, Hernandez, Scott Nicky, Kyle Kraus, James Watson, Jonas Marquez, Christian Poe, Jaron Sanchez, and Travis Massia. Frank Isaacson, Mark Penticup, 1 lap down. John Lazelle, 5 laps down in the pits, and Sam Niederhelm, 4 laps down. Andrew Perkins and Matt Horton, OUT, out of the race. We're only 1/3 of the way through this race, and we've only had one caution, which is not bad. Now the pace truck goes in, and we're off and racing.
Go. Green flag.
Oh, look at that 3-wide action there in the background. I think 44 was involved in that. He is. Scott Nicky on the inside. Oh, no. Just fed the right rear to the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez, making Hernandez fall all the way back to P7 there. Bit of 38 of Thomas Harmon, trying to recover after he made a mistake earlier. Getting on the inside of Scott Nicky now, up into P4. Hernandez will be wanting to get that top 5 back. So too will the 60 of Kyle Kraus, but he's just gotten up into the fence in the outside line there. Let's go see if we can have a look at our leader. There he is, the 50 of Christian Budd, and the 28 of Austin Hakes is right there on his tail. These two have absolutely cleared out from the rest of the field. And Austin Hakes looks like he's just making a couple of little mistakes. We have a backwards car down here in turn 4. Mark Penticup looks like he's gotten going again. There is the 50 of Christian Budd right in behind him now. Yeah, Austin Hakes just falling off the pace here a little bit. Thomas Harmon is doing a good job. Go to the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez, who is up into 5th. The 44 of Scott Nicky. The 60 and the 39. Kyle Kraus and James Watson battling it out there for P7. See Watson around the outside. Look at the drive that he just got. He got so much drive there, he actually pulled to the outside of Scott Nicky as well. Scott Nicky going for the slide job. Watson going for the over-under. Will he throw the big slide job here into turn 1 and 2? He will. And that was a very clean slide job. Oh, Scott Nicky, he's going around. And he's gone. And that has just brought out our second caution for the race. I think he's actually stuck in the fence there. That truck is not moving. Alright, so we're going to go to another commercial break now. And we are also at the halfway point of this race. Make sure you guys stay tuned, because when we come back, we will hopefully be going to the end. Welcome back to the Autism Awareness Dirt Race from the Bristol Motor Speedway. I'm your commentator, the Aussie Sim commentator. And we are under the second caution of this race, as we had the 44 of Zach Scott Nicky go round. He's been in the pits this whole time. Should be able to make a return to racing action. Like everyone's starting to get warmed up. We'll probably get the Wonder Green this time by. So it's going to be Bud, Hakes, Chambliss, Harmon, Hernandez, Watson, Kraus, Champeau, Sanchez, Marquez, Macia, and Isaacson. That is your top 12. Mark Pentecoff 2 laps down in 13th. Sam Niederhelm 14th, 4 laps down. Got Zach Scott Nicky and John Lozelle in the pits. Andrew Perkins and Matt Horton OUT out of this race. And Corey Williamson did not start. The pace truck goes off. We are off and racing.
Go. Green flag.
And Thomas Harmon's just been swamped by just about everyone there. Let's go and have a look at the 28 of Austin Hakes here. He's trying to hold off Brian Chambliss, who's moved up to third. Oh, and Thomas Harmon has gone around. That is another caution on the Speedway. Let's see what happened to Thomas. So it's Jonathan Hernandez in behind him. And James Watson. Oh, and Thomas just got a little bit too sideways. He started to bring it back, but it just wasn't fast enough. Unfortunately, Hernandez had nowhere to go. And Hernandez actually also getting up into James Watson a little bit there. But that has just brought out our third caution of the race. And we still have about 23 and a half laps to go. Now this is actually really good for Mark Pentecoff because he's getting another wave around here. He'll only be 1 lap down now. And it looks like the order is mostly unchanged. It'll be Bud, Hakes, Chambliss, Hernandez, and Watson as your top 5. Kraus, Champeau, Sanchez, Marquez, and Macia is your 6 to 10. And Frank Isaacson and Thomas Harmon 11th and 12th. Mark Pentecoff, the only car 1 lap down. Sam Niederhelm 4 laps down. Zach Scott Nicky back on track 5 laps down. John Lozelle is OUT out of this race now, same too with Andrew Perkins and Matt Horton. And it looks like this time Christian Budd wants to try out the outside line for the restart. So we got the one, the green. Is he going inside or outside? No, he does choose the inside. So he was just playing silly buggers with us there on the 2 to go lap. The order is unchanged from how I just said it before. But the shenanigans are afoot. Christian Budd's biggest advantage here is that he gets to control the start. He goes when he wants. The pace truck goes in, and we're off and racing straight away.
Go, go, go. Green flag.
Christian Budd looking to extend that lead that he's got right now. But Austin Haig's doing everything he can. Oh, there's 3 wide there in the background. That was Chris Champeau, James Watson, and Jaron Sanchez. See that battle still on in earnest between these 3, where Watson did just plow himself into the fence. There's Sanchez trying to look for the inside move on the 2 of Chris Champeau. Not going to get it this time. A lot of people getting up into the fence. I know at tracks like Eldora, running the fence like that is the fast way around, but it's not so much around here. As look at that outside run that Sanchez just got on Chris Champeau. That was such a beautiful move. He did it with the tightest of margins, and that was just like a glove. Go check out the progress of Thomas Harmon, who's trying to make his way back through the field. He's just gotten around Zach Scott-Nicky, or he's battling with Zach Scott-Nicky. Scott-Nicky, who is laps down. Thomas Harmon in P9. And, oh no, that is Thomas Harmon's race over. And that was the 39 of James Watson. What happened to James here? So he sends it up the inside of Chris Champeau. Does he just lose it? Do they make contact? Oh, he hits the apron, gets tight and runs into the side of Chris. Chris manages to keep going, but unlucky for Thomas Harmon, nowhere to go. As I said, that is going to be his race done. So we're going to go to another commercial break now. When we come back, hopefully we're going to the end, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Right, we're back here for the Autism Awareness Dirt Race, live from the Bristol Motor Speedway here on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel. And Mark Penticup is finally back on the lead lap. The order is going to be Christian Budd, Austin Hakes, Brian Chambliss, Jonathan Hernandez, Kyle Kraus, Jaron Sanchez, Chris Champeau, Jonas Marquez, Travis Massier, Frank Isaacson, James Watson, and Mark Penticup. Fortunately, Thomas Harmon in the pits. He's probably going to be there for a while. As I said, I'm pretty sure his race is over. Sam Niederhelm, who was 4 laps down, and Zach Scott Nicky, who was 5 laps down. And John Lozelle, Andrew Perkins, and Matt Horton, OUT, out of the race. As we are on the 1 to green, so we're going to be going green again next time by. And it looks like Thomas Harmon has actually just finished his stream, as he's just joined chat, and that is very unlucky to see. So that is indeed his race over. So we're getting the green flag here with just 10 laps left to run in this race. And they're off and racing.
Go, go, go. Green flag.
And Christian Budd with another big jump here off the go. There's the 28 of Austin Hakes there as well. He is looking strong right now up on the inside. This is the first time that someone has been able to be close enough to challenge Christian Budd. There's the 21 of Brian Chambliss as well. These guys driving very hard in the slick of the track, trying to get whatever advantages they can. It looks like Austin Hakes got a little bit sideways there coming off the corner, which has ruined his run. And he is just not going to quite be able to hold on to it. And Christian Budd just still running that low line, just ever so slightly hooking his left front in the crevice of the track. And Austin Hakes just trying to find a different line where he can try and get some kind of an advantage. Not working out too well for him just yet. As we now only have 6 laps left to run, 5.5 as they get onto the back straight here. So Austin Hakes is going to have to do everything he can. He's going to have to throw everything plus the kitchen sink if he wants to try and make the move. Now, the way that dirt racing works, the last 10 laps, the caution goes to single file restarts. We are now 5 to go. And Austin Hakes trying to rail that high side, trying to get the thing to move. Someone should pick his nose so he can put a little boogie in it. But he is definitely boogieing on that outside, giving the outside wall just that little bit of a tap. I'm not sure whether it will be enough though. He's not exactly gaining too much speed, although his last lap was 0.3 faster. We now only have 3 laps to go. You see Christian Budd moved up, changed lines. And Austin got very tight that time in 3 and 4. 2 laps to go now. It's the battle between Austin and Christian. Who is going to take out the Dirt Bristol Cup? As we come out of turns 3 and 4 for the penultimate time. Now it is white flag last lap. Last chance to win it all, wear it. And it looks like Austin Hakes has given up the ghost in the battle. He's fallen back a second. We're coming down the back straight for the final time. As long as he doesn't make a mistake here, Christian Budd is going to stamp his authority on this season. Coming out of turn 4, your winner here for the Autism Awareness Dirt Bristol race, Christian Budd. Austin Hakes coming home P2. Jonathan Hernandez coming home in P3. Brian Chambliss 4 and Jaron Sanchez sitting in 5th. Christian Budd will be over the moon with that race there. He'll be absolutely wrapped up with it. He's going to show you his pleasure here with a little bit of a burnout. Although it's not really a burnout, is it? He's just creating a dust bowl. As it sounds like some people are into some shenanigans there on the backstretch. And no burnout at all. All right. So we're going to go to a commercial break then. And when we come back, we will have driver interviews. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Alrighty, guys, it is time for our Viagra Hard Charger Award. And today's Hard Charger Award winner is league owner and operator, the number 4 of Mr. Jaron Sanchez. Jaron, an incredible race from you there, man. Not the heat race you would have wanted, getting taken out early, but that definitely set you up perfectly to go from last to 5th here in the feature race. How do you feel?
Feel pretty good about that run, especially since dirt's not my strongest side. But yeah, getting wrecked in the heat race pretty early. I decided to kind of chill out on the start of that race and kind of try to methodically work my way up to the front. And I just try to play it safe and, you know, ended up working out.
Now, it's definitely a little bit of a difficult kind of race out there, a little bit stop start, especially after the first 20 laps. What was it like just trying to deal with the lack of grip with the track and, just the general raceability of the truck?
I don't know. At times I felt pretty good on the bottom, and then as the run went on, the bottom I was just terrible at. So at the restarts, I was hoping I get a outside start, and I was able to. I feel like that helped me get around Chris and Kyle both with starting on the outside, so that really helped me. But the track changed, and my line changed, and everything changed, and I just tried to react and finish fifth, which is really good for me.
All right, now, we did see one really awesome move out of you there late in the race. I think it was just after that last restart. Chris did not leave you very much room at all on the outside, Chris Champeau, and you still somehow managed to squeeze your truck up there without hitting him or the wall and making that overtake work. What was that move like from your perspective?
Oh, that one felt bomb. I felt like Superman. Like he messed up a little bit and on his entry, and I just took the outside. And I saw him sliding up, and I was like, I'm taking this lane no matter what. And yeah, and he gathered it up, and it felt good. And yeah, after that pass, I was just like, hell yeah, that was probably like my move of the race right there. Even though it was for like eighth place, it was still really cool for me.
All right, now let's look off into the future. We have an off week next week, but then the week after, we're going to the Kansas Speedway. So, what's the feeling like for you as we see you dodging one of the wrecks in the replay, going to Kansas in 2 weeks?
Kansas, I can't remember what that place is like since they reworked the grooves and everything, but I typically not the fastest there, but I have fun there. So I don't know. I like the mile and a halves, even though they're boring to watch on TV. Uh, I like I like them. I have fun, so I'm gonna have fun and just try to finish the best I can and maintain my spot in the standings if I can.
All right, well, Jaron, before we let you go, we know you're a sometimes Twitch streamer, so let's get a shout out to your Twitch stream and any other shout outs you got to handle here tonight.
Yeah, I don't really. I went live the other day, but Twitch TV slash Jaren underscore S and shout out to my boy Corey, who's broadcasting right now, does a great job. Twitch TV forward slash Corey has no life 13, and all the drivers coming out and having a good time. A lot of people were worried about this race, but we were all having a blast out there, and I enjoy racing with this group a lot. And yep, that's pretty much it. My wife for putting up with this hobby. Thank you.
All right, Jaron, well, thank you very much for coming out. Congratulations on getting the Hard Charger Award. And, we look forward to seeing what you can do in a couple of weeks at Kansas.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, that was today's Hard Charger Award winner and league owner and operator, Mr. Jaron Sanchez. Coming up next, we got another guy with a funny sounding last name, and he's also a man who does not need any kind of introduction. We're, of course, going to be talking to the 88 car of Mr. Jonathan Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez, P3 in what looked to be a little bit of a difficult race for you, going up and falling back constantly throughout the race.
Yeah, it's just I'm not the best at dirt. I'm pretty sure everyone can say that, but I'm terrible. So we just use previous knowledge of running here on different cars that we ran here, and just try to put that in. Restarts are just killing me every single time, no matter if I was on top or bottom. Bottom, especially when it's slicked up on the restarts, it's just no traction. So I would just give up ground, and then on top, I was a little too safe. I was worried about coming down on somebody or someone coming up and I'm hitting them. So yeah, it was just restarts were killer right there. But luckily, we had long run tonight, and I was surprised by that, and I'm thankful everyone knew how to actually drive it, and we were able to get some good long runs there, and I think that came to our advantage, especially towards the end of the race where we had the top line worked in. But yeah, we just had damage from the right side from Watson and hitting the wall earlier, and then the nose damage when Thomas is spinning. But I mean, overall, third place isn't something to complain about, especially here at a dirt race.
And especially you had to go through a heat race as well, and you didn't have the greatest of finishes there, finishing in P3 in your heat. So, what was that like? Just having a whole dynamic of, not just going out there doing the hour of practice, but also, going to qualify and then having to do a 10 lap heat race, um, before doing the 60 lap feature.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's just used to the whole concept of doing the practice and then qualifying and you just go straight to the race. Well, with the heat race here tonight, it's like another little curveball, but it's also an extra little bit of practice, and it helps you get ready for, especially when the track resetted for the beginning of the race. It just gave good enough practice to know, okay, this is how it's going to handle. I was able to do minor tweaks after qualifying for the heat race and the feature race, and it luckily it turned out well. And but yeah, just the heat race, I think it's a major plus just to get an extra bit of practice. But it's also another curveball. If you qualify good and you wreck, well, you're pretty much screwed because you lose your qualifying spot. You have to start wherever you ended up in the heat race, but you know, I think just that added in is something really good. I wish we had it every single week, just a little heat race qualifier instead of just our normal single lap queues.
Well, maybe that's something that we can talk Jaron into at some point down the line. But speaking of down the line, we got an off week next week, and then we're heading off to the Kansas Speedway. What's the feeling like for you heading off into Kansas in 2 weeks?
I think it's just going to be another track that's going to rely on the draft. I mean, we saw how it was, at Atlanta. The draft mattered until the tires wore off. Well, with Kansas being a repave, it has more grip than Atlanta had, and I think if the top is still viable there, it'll be the way to go all race. So that qualifying there is just going to be very important on where you want to start. And if you start towards the front, you have a better chance of staying up there the entire race. But I mean, it's a mile and a half. Anything could happen, especially with the points going all over the place. There'll probably be people that are still in range of contending for the championship that will try to do something for that win. Late race caution, you may see people stay out, take two. It just I'm looking forward to it. I think last time we ran there last year, it was last year. Last time we ran there in the Cup cars, we had two races there and we had two great finishes. So I've done well at the past there. We've won a race or two there, so I'm looking forward to it. Um, it's gonna be exciting race. I know that, and just hopefully we end up on top, keep this streak going. I know past few weeks it hadn't been going so well, but I think now is the turnaround to where we could stay in the hunt for the championship and keep up with Kyle and Christian and Thomas up there.
All right, well, now that we're nearly out of time for the entire broadcast here, do you want to give us a quick shout out to any of the shout outs you got to do here this evening?
Yeah, I want to shout out to my my family and friends that support me doing this. I want to give a shout out to my team. Over there back in the ERG. They back when Bristol Dirt was here in March or April. We done laps here just to get ready, and so that helped out. And of course, our sponsors, Susan Media, um StantAnalyzer.com, and Factory Right Suspension. Glad to have them on board. We'll have them on, throughout the main season. Different paints, most likely, because I like to change it up. But and then of course everyone over here at ORL, you, Jaron, Brian, everybody, the whole cast and crew that put this on. And it's a lot of fun. Glad I've been here for over 2 years now, and hopefully continue it.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming out, Jonathan. Greatly appreciate you coming out each and every single week, and we look forward to seeing what you can do 2 weeks at Kansas.
Alrighty, Corey.
All right, so that was the very long-winded Jonathan Hernandez there, today's third place getter. And when he wants to talk, he'll just keep on going. I didn't want to stop him, but he definitely makes these broadcasts go for a lot longer. Coming up next, we are going to have our second place getter here tonight, and today's second place getter is going to be the 28 car of Mr. Austin Hakes. Austin, you got dirt vision on the car, and you definitely showed why you're here tonight. Being the fast time, one of the top guys in practice, but you just couldn't quite get that heat race, and that just kind of set up the rest of your night to run P2.
Yeah, Corey. Man, I missed the shift in the heat race and kind of just set me behind Christian, and you know him. He's always hard to beat. So whether it's dirt or asphalt, oval, road courses, he's the guy. So, uh, but pretty. Honestly, it wasn't really an eventful race for me. I just kind of rode around in second for most of it after Thomas got in the wall. I had some damage, so nothing too crazy. I thought I had a shot at Christian there with like four to go. I could get the top going in one and two pretty good, and then three and four just it wasn't there, so got into the wall a little bit. So kind of gave the win away, but uh, oh no, it was pretty good.
It definitely looked like a lot of fun out there with the multiple battles going on throughout the pack. But I really thought that you were in for a chance there in those final few laps, as you were just saying. and I wondered why you dropped off there. So I guess it's just all about trying to search around and find that perfect amount of grip for the run, isn't it? Especially as the track is constantly evolving throughout the race.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things in dirt racing is just you want to be the guy to find the right line. If you're behind a few laps, it's too late, and that is from your dirt racing. So you just gotta try to. I mean, running behind someone, it's gonna be hard to catch, especially a guy like Christian. So you just gotta try to get something to work, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
All right, man. Now let's look forward to the future. We're going to be going to Kansas in 2 weeks. So we've got an off week next week. What's it feeling like for you heading off into the Kansas Speedway?
Yeah, I mean, I've been pretty quick here the last few weeks, so hopefully I can go into Kansas. I haven't raced a ton of Kansas, but uh, I think we have a shot to, top five. You're always looking for top fives. I mean, it's a pretty stacked field here, so top fives, top tens are always good.
All right, man. Now, before we let you go, we know you got a couple of shout outs you got to do here tonight. So let's get what shout outs you have for tonight.
Yeah, I just want to thank my teammates, Tommy and Joseph Weaver. They couldn't make it out tonight, but they're always here. They're always helping test and get better and stuff. So shout out to them. Thanks to Jared and everybody at Output. Uh, it's really fun racing with these guys. They're all really good, clean racers, and makes the races a lot of fun. Uh, and also thanks to you, Corey, for putting on the broadcast. We appreciate you.
Well, thank you very much for coming out, Austin, after making a grand return. After spending a couple of seasons away from the scene, we're definitely very glad to have you back. And we look forward to seeing what you can do in a couple of weeks at Kansas.
Corey, thank you.
All right, guys. So that was our second place getter here today, Mr. Austin Hakes. And he was one of the ones who left after about season 2 or 3. And he's very happily come back, and we're all the best for it. But now it's time for us to talk to today's winner. And he just keeps on winning and winning no matter where the hell we take our cars. Of course, it's going to be the 50 car of Mr. Christian Bud. Christian, is there any surface that we can't make you lose on? Because you just seem to win on just about everything.
Uh, yeah, I didn't feel like I did a great drive tonight or anything. I thought Austin really was putting a pretty good fight there, and we didn't really get enough green flag running there at the end. It seemed like the first run I thought I was pulling away pretty good, but as the track was slicking off, I was starting to have a little more trouble uh, down in I don't know 1 and 2, I guess, where it was really slicking off more. It's kind of weird. It didn't really slick off in 3 and 4. Like, kind of stayed okay the whole night. So um, not really sure what to think about it. Not a dirt racer. First time I've ever been on dirt Bristol, and uh, felt like I found the groove pretty well. But uh, track position and winning that first heat was probably a pretty big difference for me.
Yeah, it definitely looked like winning that first heat set you up quite nicely for the feature there. Especially when you were getting all those restarts. The rule for everyone at home is the first start is on green, but all the restarts is on the leader, and I think that's where your biggest advantage came here tonight, especially as we kept getting those cautions come out.
Yeah, I mean that makes a huge difference every week. Um, you know, with the exception of maybe Daytona or Talladega, being able to control that restart is everything. Lets you get a little bit of cushion out there. And one of the things I was really struggling with tonight was entering after the restart, entering that turn one. A couple times really missed it and didn't get the truck rotated and slid up the track. But fortunately, because I was able to build that little cushion, it didn't allow somebody to get a run on me and get past me. So I think it would have been really hard to pass tonight if the guy didn't make a mistake in front of you. It's probably really hard, but that was mainly what I think kept me in it.
Now let's look forward to the future now. We've got an off week next week, and then we're going to Kansas the week afterwards. What's the feeling like for you heading to the Kansas Speedway?
Uh, I like Kansas. They've updated that track and those surface parameters. And last time I raced on that surface, it was really fun. So as always, it seems to be it's going to be what's the setup like. And um, I thought Pocono could have been really fun last week. I thought the setup was one of the worst I've driven. And I thought Nashville was really bad too. So it seems like we're just getting tighter and tighter setups. And you know, I don't care for that at all. I think these trucks are really fun when they're a little looser, like they were at Darlington and things like that. And when you're just trying to stay off the right front the whole time, it's very frustrating. And you're going to have arrow push, especially a big track like Kansas. So if we're already tight and then we can't follow trucks, I don't know what that's going to mean, but we'll see. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping we're going to have a good set and a really fun race.
All right, now we know that you've got a couple of shout outs to do here tonight. You've also got a Twitch channel, so let's get a shout out to your Twitch channel and then any other shout outs you got to have here tonight.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to run the Twitch channel because Streamlabs needed to update, and I didn't have time to do that tonight. So, but normally you can see the race from my perspective at twitch.tv/ChristianBud. We're going to be doing Road to Pro Round 2. So Smith Sim Racing there. Got 3 trucks in that. Got myself, Ryan Hill, and Connor Horn all trying to make that top 20. So we're going to be doing some more dirt racing at Knoxville. So shout out to those guys. Hopefully we'll figure something out with our trucks to get them a little better. We're kind of struggling right now. And of course, Output Racing and all the guys who show up here every week. Makes it a lot of fun. And you for doing all the broadcasting.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming out, Christian. Congratulations on another win, and good luck out there for Road to Pro. We know that you've reached the top 70 cutoff, and from here you got a lot of hard yards ahead of you. So good luck for that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I really appreciate it.
All right, and thank you very much. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. So that was today's winner, the 50 car of Mr. Christian Bud, and that is also going to end off our broadcast here tonight. Thank you all for coming out. It's been a fantastic night of racing. And in 2 weeks, we're going to Kansas, which is usually quite fun. So until next week, I've been your commentator, the Aussie Sim commentator, and I'll see you guys next week.